Welcome to April's meditation on health and wellness. Tonight, you're going to look at your health and wellness vibration to see how much you can have health and wellness in your life and give that space to healing. If you're not able to fully have health and wellness, then you can see what's coming in between you having or being able to achieve it. You may have a specific issue you want to look at for yourself, or you may just want to give that space to healing. So giving that space to healing regardless will help to keep that vibration up. And then you get to see what your health and wellness vibration looks like. So if something does come up, you'll be familiar with what it looks like to be healthy and whole. So it'll be possibly easier to clear an issue out if it comes up. There can be all sorts of energies that affect your health. So tonight you're going to look at several different topics that can impact your health and clear it. If you're new to my meditations, I'll walk you through every step of looking at and giving yourself a healing clairvoyantly. I'll have you create mental images in this meditation, which will allow you to see what is affecting your health. In the meditation, if it moves too quickly for you, you can listen to the replay. I'll have it posted tomorrow on YouTube, so you can always email me for the link. If you're accustomed to my meditations, then just please be patient while I walk everybody through the process, people who are not familiar with my meditations. All right, we're going to start by getting our bodies grounded first, which is always important. It's hard to do a healing or give yourself a healing if you're not neutral. So being able to ground your body first, release what may be in your space from today will help you to have more neutrality to what you see tonight. All right, so go ahead, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Sense where your body is right now. Where is your energy? How far away from your body is your aura right now? Maybe you left your energy in errands or wherever you were out and about, or it could just be spread out because you just haven't thought to collect it back up and around you. So with kind of a scooping motion, or with an inhale, imagine you're pulling your aura, your energetic field in around you about 2 feet on all sides. Ideally, your aura should be about 2 feet around you, on all sides, under your feet and above your head. Well, 2 to 3 feet. 3 feet is okay too, but any more than that, then it's a little bit expanded. For those of you with a current grounding cord, go ahead and release it and create a new one in present time. And if you're not familiar with grounding your body, you're going to imagine that from the base of your spine, which is the general area of where your root chakra is. It's not quite in that space, but imagine from the base of your spine, you can connect a line of energy. I like to use the image of a hollow tube that attaches at the base of my spine and flows down through the chair beneath me. So imagine it going through wherever you're sitting, down through the floor. That tube can travel with ease through the layers of the planet. And when it reaches the center of the planet, the crystalline core, it plugs in. So you're attached at the center of the planet and at the base of your spine with this hollow tube. For some of you, you may like to use different imagery. That is fine. You can create whatever you want. I like the image of a tube because it's open and hollow. It makes it much easier to release energies that you want to release out of your body. Because whenever you make this line of energy called a grounding cord, it instantly works with gravity to pull the energies that you're choosing to release or you're ready to release out of your body. Gravity pulls it down the grounding cord all the way to the center of the planet where that energy is recycled. As you create that grounding cord, you may even feel a little bit of a tug of energy on your body. Now, the grounding cord or the hollow tube isn't the size of, say, like a small straw or a piece of PVC. You want to make sure that your grounding cord is as wide as your hips. You can go wider if you like, if that's what you're accustomed to, but see if you can widen that grounding cord out to encompass your hips. So it is as wide at the top at your hips as it is in the middle and into the center of the planet. And again, working with gravity is wonderful because this is a no effort space. I'm going to call out some energies for you to release. So imagine that gravity has the ability to pull whatever energy I'm suggesting out of your space. It can release and go all the way to the center of the planet. So breathe and release and let go of your day. Allow gravity to take all the busyness of your day out of your body and your aura and carry it all the way to the center of the planet. Continuing to take some deep breaths, focus on your throat chakra, and allow all communication and unfinished communication in any form release out of your throat chakra and out of your space, down your body, down the grounding cord. When you're releasing energies, you want to make sure they go all the way down the grounding cord. If you just keep releasing and you don't make sure every once in a while that that energy is making it all the way to the center of the planet, your grounding cord can start to get backed up with foreign energy. If you're holding on to any stress, let it flow out of your body and down the grounding cord. You might want to tune into the top of your head and have a sense of stress releasing from the top of your head, from your temples, your jaws, your shoulders, your upper back. Have a sense that stress is releasing off of your arms, your hands, releasing down your body, out of your hips, your legs, your feet. Let that stress go all the way to the center of the planet. And release demands. We all have demands on us in some way or the other, from people and kids and partners and jobs, from anywhere. So if you're holding on to demands or demands were put in your space, go ahead and release them. And finally, release any unconscious energy that you picked up from being out in the world. Could be unconscious energy sitting in or above your head. It really could be anywhere. Sense if you're holding on to unconscious energy in your aura and tune into it. You may see it, sense it, allow it to release. But there's always unconscious energy hanging out in our spaces. We can't help it. We're humans on the planet, and there's a lot of unconscious energy. All right, well done, everyone. There's always a balance between releasing and replenishing. So before we move on, let's replenish our bodies. So in order to collect up your energy and replenish yourself, there's a simple tool to do that. With your eyes closed above your head, imagine you have a large, warm, golden sun sitting right above your head, about 6 inches above your head. And imagine that that sun can magnetize or collect up your energy, and it's pulled back into the sun above your head. So wherever you were today or the last few days, or maybe you have a lot of energy projected out in the future in the form of worry or projects or things you're trying to create. Remember, we want to have all of our energy in our bodies at present time. So start to collect up your energy from places and spaces, past, present, and future, and direct it into the sun above your head. It could look like lines of energy. It could look like a vapor. It could just be that you postulate it comes back to you and flows into that sun. When your sun is full, bring it in through the top of your head. So that sun literally flows in through the top of your head, and all that gold energy starts to flow down through your body. You can watch it start to saturate your toes, up your legs, saturating all your cells. Watch that golden sun energy, which is your life force energy, fill your torso in, saturating all your cells and organs. Up to your neck. Watch it spill down your arms to your hands, and then fill up to the top of your head. And if you don't have a regular practice of doing this, then you may need more than one golden sun. We'll keep moving forward, but you might want to tune in sometimes to make sure that you're really recapturing all your energy. All right, we'll go ahead and get into the healing meditation on health and wellness. So to look at anything clairvoyantly, you need a place to view the information to be able to look at and heal it. You'll start by creating a space to look at it. So out in front of your head, about a foot, imagine that you can create the visual of a white blank screen. It's called a reading screen or a viewing screen. It's a white blank, like a little mini movie screen. It can have a border. If it's white, it is a little bit easier to see images. So make a nice white blank screen about a foot tall and a foot wide. And in order to keep the screen in place, you're going to add a grounding cord to the base of the screen. So imagine that you can maybe attach a hollow tube or a pole to the base of the screen, and that will go down through the layers of the planet and plug into the crystalline core. So now you have your screen in place. And in order to look at the energy of your health and wellness vibration, you're going to need to create a symbol. Most of you know how to do this, but again, I'm just walking everybody through steps in case you're new to the meditation. So in order to look at an energy, you need a container to hold it or a symbol. Tonight, we're going to use the symbol of a clear rose. So on your screen, you're going to create the image of a clear rose that's going to hold your health and wellness vibration. And as you're creating that rose, imagine that it either holds the issue or concern you're looking at healing. And if you don't have a particular concern, you just have the thought that it's holding the information of your health and wellness vibration. So you get a nice look at what it looks like in present time. So go ahead and create that image on your screen. And as you create that image, you might already see textures and colors lighting up in that space. And that will be, especially if it's dark textures and colors, that'll be foreign energy that's affecting your health and wellness. For some of you, if you have a lot of high bright colors, then, good job. You don't have as much maybe to clear, that you maybe don't have a health concern. But if you are seeing darker textures and colors, that's energy that's affecting this space. So in order to release energies out of your health and wellness rose, imagine that from the base of the rose, you can add a grounding cord like the one on your body that goes down through the layers of the planet, plugs into the crystalline core, and works with gravity. So take a look at that rose right now in present time. Does it look yucky? What does that look like right now in present time, your health and wellness rose? Try to have some neutrality for what is showing up in that space. Whatever you see that you don't like in that space, you do not have affinity for, or feels like it doesn't belong, in order to get it to release, just say hello to it. I see you, I acknowledge you, and allow that energy to start being pulled with the help of gravity down the grounding cord on the rose. Remember, whatever you're working on this screen out in front of you, it's actually releasing energy off your physical body. Using a screen just gives you some distance and some neutrality to what you're seeing. So it's a great way to give a space of healing. I'll call out a few energies that we will specifically look for in our space. But before we get into the specific energies, I want you to ask this rose a question. I want you to ask the rose that to show you or tell you in a percentage, how much can you have health and healing or health and wellness? And listen for your percentage. And remember that number, because we're going to check in at the end to see how much healing you were able to achieve in this meditation. All right, as I call out energies to look for and clear, as you're looking at the rose, you may suddenly see a texture or color pop up that's associated with that vibration, and that's what you're going to say hello to and release, and make sure it goes all the way down the grounding cord into the center of the planet. Look at the rose, and I want you to ask the rose to show you any fear that you are holding on to around your health. So if you have a health concern, maybe you're afraid of not being healthy. If you don't have a specific health concern you're looking at, it may be a fear of becoming ill or not being able to have health. So if a texture or color appears in that rose that is different from when you were just looking at it, that's energy of fear, and go ahead and release it. Remember, when you're doing this and you're looking at your screen, you may have a visceral reaction in your body when I call out an energy vibration. Remember, you have a grounding cord on your body. So if you're feeling kind of activated when I call something out, tune into your body for a moment and release that energy out of your body, and then you can focus back on the rose. All right, I'm going to we'll keep moving forward here. I want you to look at that rose for any ancestral programming around health issues. Sometimes we get programmed to believe that because there's been a medical or a health issue or trait passed down through the lineage that we're going to succumb to it. So look for any programming around health issues that were, put in your space that may be affecting your ability to have health and wellness, or have planted a seed for you to be fearful. So look for that programming and allow it to release. And if there's a particular person who told you to be worried about, a cancer, an illness, whatever it is, think about who that was that programmed you, or there could be several people, and look for them in this space as well and send their energy down the grounding cord. Okay, we're going to look at emotions now. This could be a highly charged one. So often unresolved emotions lead to discomfort, illness, disease. So I want you to look in this rose for any unresolved emotions. Decide if you're ready to release that energy, and know that you may need to have some forgiveness for someone, whether you feel wronged or whatever's attached to that. So think about any unresolved issues that emotions, that you may be holding on to that are affecting your health or could affect your health. Have some forgiveness for yourself or other people, and decide if you're ready to release that and let it flow out of the rose and down the grounding cord. Okay, if you have physical pain, ask the rose to show you what that pain looks like in the rose. And again, it's a great way to look at the pain clairvoyantly, so you have some separation from it. So whatever that pain looks like in a texture or color, go ahead and see if you are able to let it go and release it. And if it shows up as a texture or color, it's a little bit of a more advanced step to ask that texture or color what it's attached to or what it represents. But you can always ask, and then that's how you start to develop your ability to read clairvoyantly, is by looking at something and asking and then intuiting the answer. So it's enough just to look at it and release it. You might want to also see if you can get some information. I'll give you a moment. Okay, if you sit in the vibration of suffering, look at how attached you are to that energy. Meaning, is the suffering becoming your story? So when we create a story around an issue of any kind, sometimes we hold on to that story and it starts to become a pattern or a belief that we hold on to pretty tightly. Some of you may have that, or none of you may, but just look at the energy of suffering, or if you're holding on to a story around your health. And if you have one, look for that energy and decide if you're ready to release it. And if you don't have that energy at all, if that's not showing up, make sure that you're not holding on to the energy of this or suffering for someone else. Oftentimes, you're all here, you're all sensitive. So oftentimes we hold on to other people's stuff, trying to heal it for them, which we really can't do. So make sure that in your space, you're not holding on to somebody else's health issue or suffering in a form of trying to heal them. And if you do see a person or that energy, and it's not yours, release it. So there's not a lot of time to go through more energy vibrations, and believe it or not, just these few will you will feel the effects of just releasing these handful of energies. But you can go back and listen at another time and look for any kind of punishment energy that might be attached to it, any worry. Think about what it is that you have that affects you personally, and look for that in this space. You just start asking the questions. You can hit pause if you're listening to the meditation and go back through and add your own vibrations, excuse me, to look at. All right. Now, in order to raise the vibration of this space, I want you to please create the image of a large warm golden sun above the rose on your screen. And in this sun, imagine that you can collect your energy back from, it could be from childhood, it could be past lives. Sometimes we're holding on to energy for lifetimes. So as you were doing this healing, energy is getting released, and it can be energy from this lifetime, past lifetimes, even energy you have projected in the future in the form of worry. So in that sun above the rose, imagine you can call back your energy that got loosened up from places and spaces 360 around you, and watch that come into the rose of, the sun above the rose. And this is especially true. You may be calling energy back from even childhood, where there might have been some programming and a lot of emotion. So collect up the energy into that sun, bring that sun in through the top of the rose, and saturate that rose completely with that gold energy, which is again your life force energy. Make sure you fill that rose into the edges too. It's not just like, oh, I'll just kind of send that gold into that rose. Make sure you're really saturating it to the point where all that gold energy fills in all the petals out to the edges. And we're going to do one more thing with this rose. We'll create another golden sun above the rose. And this is where you could put some really fun energies into it to raise the vibration even higher. Maybe you have the postulate that the energy of health and wellness goes into that rose, because you're going to reset this rose to a higher vibration. So health and wellness into that sun. Maybe that you can heal with ease. Possibly you need some helpful people to find some answers. So helpful people, solutions, gratitude, miracle energy, anything that feels right to you that you want to reset your health and wellness vibration at, add it into this sun. Bring the sun in through the top of the rose and really saturate that rose. You can even let some of that energy flow down the grounding cord on the rose, so that the rose now is grounded from the center of the planet up to the top of the top of the rose. Again, saturating that rose completely. I want you to look at your rose and ask the rose right now, how much can you have health and wellness? And get your percentage. I hope that after you did this healing, you could see some improvement in your health and wellness vibration. Okay, now go ahead and move that rose into the gold bubble. And to disperse the energy, imagine you have a pen and you can just pop that rose, or pop the bubble to disperse the rose. And now we'll replenish our own bodies with some higher vibrations. So above your own head, create a large, warm, golden sun. Add some energies that you would like to vibrate at for the month ahead. So into that rose, again, you can add health and wellness, ease and flow. Maybe you need some vitality, joy, enthusiasm, anything that feels right to you. Go ahead and postulate that those energies flow into that sun above your head. And when you are ready, bring that sun in through the top of your head and saturate all your cells and organs. Run some of that gold down through your grounding cord and into the center of the planet. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come out of trance. Thank you for being here tonight. Have a great month ahead. Good night.